How you doing, Adam?
D-A-M-N.
Alright, so while Adam takes a breather, I figured I'd give you guys an update. Biggest story. We got the car into the garage. My idea here, this is brand new, yes, because of a derby car. I drilled some holes into my floor and put an anchor in so that we could use a come along and drag this thing in here. And we got her in. So we've just been working on this area here, trying to get enough clearance to get a donut on here. We hook a come along underneath there, pulled it, wrapped it up around the back and up over to the cage. Got a good chunk of this to kind of start coming back up. Obviously, as you guys can see, there's a ton of work to do on it yet, but we're starting to make some progress. I mean, we are getting the back of this car to start rolling the right direction. Guys, this is why figuring out how to get your mid-size compact cars to go in or up is such a big deal, because once they go down, it's a ton of work to get them to go back up. Right now we're trying to bend as much as we can, because that's going to give you the best, ball back here in the back of the car, but we are going to end up having to do some torching and cut things a little bit just to make sure that we've got as much clearance as possible. But you can see just with Adam running the jack there a little bit, the back of this car is coming back up a little bit more. So just starting to make a little bit of progress. We'll come back for a little bit more of an update. Let me grab my light over here. One thing that we will do, and maybe we'll try to do this on camera, something I've actually never had to do, we are going to need to replace this hub back here, but all looks pretty simple. We'll pop those couple bolts out and we'll get us a new hub for this backside, since that thing snapped off back there. I mean, it's just pretty crusty, so it is what it is. We'll keep plugging away and see what kind of progress we can get. Adam's excited over here. What do we got? Hey, wheel keep on turning. We got some progress. We couldn't get that on there to turn before, so just a little lopsided, but making some progress. Check back in here in just a little bit. Thanks, guys. Alright, torch is burning here on the Roberts cars. Adam right now is working on the Regal that he ran. Obviously, after you guys saw, back end was in pretty rough shape. Both rear control arms were broken. One wasn't even there anymore. So we've been doing a lot of work getting everything pulled back out. And Adam is in the process of currently creating new trailing arms to try to get the back end to not quite crab walk quite so bad. So I'm going to see if we can see it in here. Oh yeah, there we go. So we've got all thread coming through the rear axle, bolted on both sides. Then he's got that coming up, and it goes through the rear seat area. I'll show you where that comes inside to right there, making it so that it's all kind of back straight again. Somewhat goes in line with the car. Maybe not perfect, but damn near. And you can see, working on the second one now, Adam?
Yep, we gotta beat the trunk pan up a little bit more so we can get a good straight shot.
Obviously that's got to be trimmed down a little bit and get the right size chunk in there, but making progress. We got a used hub right there with the knuckle. So we're going to work on putting that on this side over here where that one was busted. Also, we replaced the blown out tire up here, just got a street tire on it for now. Trying to figure out if we're going to do something different with the tires. The spring on the other side, there's what's left of it, is in pretty rough shape. Kind of got just all cut out, really. I'm not sure if we're going to try to replace that or not, or what the real plan is, but with it being welded, I don't know that it really matters all that much anyway. So that's where we're at for now, guys. We're going to keep pounding away on here. We're going to work on trying to get that knuckle fixed up in there, and we'll come back here with an update here in just a minute. Alright, making a little bit of progress over here. I've been working on getting this hub off of here. Basically, it was just these top two. If you've been around on a racetrack, I call them camber bolts. I'm sure they're probably called something different, but
I think that's what they're actually called.
one here. It was a little bit difficult to broke loose, but we didn't have to torch it. Breaker bar got her loose. Pull this one off here, and then down here is where that rear axle connects, so we're going to get to that also. Just slowly chugging along so that we can get the new one put on there. So we should be able to hopefully be driving this thing around here fairly soon. Be back as soon as we get this the rest of the way off. Alright, now that my out of shapeness has been dealing with all these rusty rotted out bolts, Adam gets to come in and do the easy part. Don't worry about trying to look strong on camera or nothing. Oh, there we go. Old hub, broken ass, busted up, beat up, tire done got ripped off, hub is off. We're going to work on piecing this one back in there after we snip this one more line in here. Not going to put the caliper back on or any of that stuff, we just don't need it. So we're just going to bolt this stuff back together, and she should be getting real close to being ready to roll again, guys. Well, she's getting closer to having a new shoe on her. We got everything lined back up. These were a little bit difficult. I don't know if you can see this plastic things like a goofy spring. I haven't seen these on Lumina's. This one being a Regal. Still a W body, obviously same general idea, but you had to slide that. Let me see if I can get you guys an angle here. To be able to make that work, it had to be slid inside the bottom of the knuckle. Then we had to put the jack underneath it and start jacking up on the outside of the knuckle so that we could get the camber bolts lined back up. So just going to tighten everything down, and we should have a new shoe here on her pretty soon. Well, would you look at that? New shoe is on. It even spins. The yard we bought it from was nice enough to send us one that was missing a lug, but that's alright. And of course all the lug nuts are still attached to the other hub somewhere at the derby track. So, it is what it is. We got this one on there. 3 lug nuts to hold on it down, it's plenty for me. So, Adam's just working on letting the car back down here that I had nothing to do with this. He picked up with the cherry picker. Actually not a bad idea.
Thank you.
Seemed to work pretty good. And back down to earth she comes. Folks, this is, what is today? Today is today's Friday. We derbied this thing on Sunday. Obviously she came back looking pretty mangled. Just working on it a couple days after work, and I would say she's ready to go.
Back to 99%. We got the 9-wire here in the back going from corner to corner. Bolted that together, just trying to keep everything kind of in one piece. We got some wheel clearance. We got a back end that's slightly less ugly that should hopefully come in at this point. Guys, she's ready to go. This is going to see the track again. If we haven't announced where it's going to go, we'll make sure that we update you as we get closer to that show. Still getting all the videos caught up, so you'll probably be seeing this one later down the road anyway. But we're getting there, guys. As always, thanks for tagging along. We're making some progress here. Adam's a madman as always. We got this thing put back together, and she's ready to roll again. Regal's going to go out, and Adam's going to actually drive forward. We're going to see if we can't junk this thing.